Hello friend, good morning to all of you. Today we are going to learn a poem by D.H. Lawrence. The title of this poem is The Snake. This poem is prescribed for BA third year English literature students, and that we are going to see today. See, D.H. Lawrence is one of the greatest, we can say, modern writer in English literature, who is English poet, essayist, short story writer, predominantly novelist, and also a literary critic. In his work, he criticized the mechanical and material nature of modern industrial life, and the present poem, The Snake, is one of the best example of his criticism on modern, or what we can say, mechanical and material life. According to him, it robbed society. What robbed society? Mechanical and material nature of modern industrial life robbed society from spiritual and positive human qualities. As we have seen, in each and every work of him, he has presented that how human being become an materialistic and how he lost his positiveness and his spiritual life. His famous novels are Sons and Lovers. It is one of the best. Next is The Rainbow, Woman in Love, and Lady Chatterley's Lover. This is the controversial novel. It is banned in Europe by publishers. So these are his major works. Sons and Lover is a novel that we have studied, in which he has presented mother fixation theory. So we can say D.H. Lawrence, as a well-known novelist, belongs to the stream of consciousness novel, and also a modern novelist who has embedded all the themes of what we can say modern life, so that presented in his novels. Now we are going to move towards our main topic. The title of the topic is The Snake. It is a poem, and this poem belongs to Lawrence collection. Which collection? Birds, Beasts and Flowers. Which collection? Birds, Beasts and Flowers. This collection questions contemporary man's attitude to nature. Means modern society's attitude to nature, how we are looking towards a nature, that is presented in this collection. Lawrence saw the presence of vital, spontaneous, instinctive life in animals which man has lost. Means in modern time, human being, we can say, have lost his natural instinct. He is become a materialistic, he is become a mechanical, his life become a mechanical, and so that, as W.B. Yeats have presented it, in his poem, that spiritus mundi and falcon cannot hold the falconer. I forgot the title of that poem, but he has presented how human being have lost his roots towards a god, and that theme is also presented by D.H. Lawrence in this poem. So Lawrence saw the presence of vital, spontaneous, instinctive life in animals which man has lost. In the poem, the speaker's materialistic education goads him to kill the snake. Means what is in this poem? The teaching, materialistic education, educational philosophy tells the speaker to kill the snake because snake is harmful according to his, means speaker's education. But something deep in him creates a feeling of regret at his loathsome act of attempting to hurt it unprovoked. Means his philosophy, life philosophy, his educational philosophy, whatever is there in him, that materialistic, is telling him to kill the snake, but that speaker is feeling regret. He don't want to kill the snake. So this is the, what we can say, a nutshell introduction of this poem. The Snake is narrative poem written by the English poet and novelist D.H. Lawrence. We know that it written in first person narrative technique. This poem is written in first person narrative technique. It recounts the poet's memory of a hot day in Sicily when he encountered a snake. Means the setting of this poem is a Sicily. It was the hot day, and on that day he encountered, who? Writer encounter or speaker encountered with snake. In the poem, what is there in the poem? The poet is at his water trough to fetch a pitcher of water when he sees the snake drinking from the trough. Trough means a kind of a, what we can say, a store, or we can say a small pond. A small pond where all the animals, reptiles comes to drink the water, and that poet, or we can say speaker, is also there to fetch the water. What follows is the poet's internal struggle and realization of his sentiments and faults as we drop into the scene with the magnificent and deadly golden snake. Means what is presented in this poem? Poet's internal struggle, what we can say, allusion, not allusion, but struggle between the reality and, what we can say, reality and his own philosophy, we can say his own philosophical thinking. So there is a struggle, internal struggle, there is a conflict in poet's mind. That is the best word. There is a conflict in poet's mind. The text of the poem is divided into 19 stanzas of irregular length. So what is irregular length? It is written in free verse and thus has no rhyme scheme, but it makes up for it with the prodigal use of assonance, consonants and alliterations. Means there are so many figures of speech poet have used. D.H. Lawrence is known to challenge social conventions and to question arbitrary norms, and this poem is a perfect example of it. See, D.H. Lawrence is well known for challenging the social conventions, challenging the social taboos. He criticized social taboos. He tries to reform the society. He also criticizes arbitrary norms that are outdated in the society, and that's why he is well known for that. The poet, see, what is the themes of the poem? Poet questions social teachings and explore the intricacies of human thought and action. According to poet, social teachings are not important. What human beings feel, what human beings, what we can say, primary instinct are important according to poet. The Snake is a well analyzed poem and displays the poet's concerns of man's distancing from nature. This is also the theme. The earliest one also the theme of the poem. So in this sentence what we come to know that this poem present that how human being is going away from the nature, and that's why how he is losing his own mental peace. The poem is also filled with subtle allusions to religious themes. Some critics argue that The Snake by Lawrence has a few similarities to the title of Adam and Eve, in that both deal with what is called moral corruption, and this poem is also talking about the moral corruption, because that speaker have seen the snake. He wants to kill him, but he could not. Why? Because there is a conflict in his mind. So moral corruption is the theme of this poem. Now this is the introduction of the poem. We are going to move a summary of the poem, but not what we can say a stanza wise summary, a summary in a nutshell, what we can say a short summary of this poem. See, what is the summary? On a very hot summer day, it was hot, the poet came across a snake at a stone container of water. I have told you, means like a pond, a stone container of water. There was a snake. Poet was also there. Poet saw the snake. It had come to drink water. Obviously, that snake had came there to drink the water. The poet had gone there to carry water. It's also obvious. However, the poet had to wait some time until the snake leaves the place, because he saw that, and both of them cannot go together, because we can means imaginary it can be possible, but poet is afraid of the snake, and that's why he couldn't go. The snake slowly moved over the container and drank water through his straight gums. The color of the snake was earth brown. See, the color also has presented in the poem. Means the poet D.H. Lawrence have presented a vivid picture of the snake. The poet seemed to be a good man. His education advised him to kill the snake as it was poisonous. His inner voice told him that he should act promptly and kill the snake. But the poet liked the snake. He thought that it was a guest who had come to his water tank to drink water. See, it was a guest. It is a guest. It was a guest who had come to his water tank to drink the water. He wondered whether it was cowardice on his part that he did not try to kill the snake. Similarly, he thought over his action, and his inner voice told him that he should kill the snake. A sort of horror about the snake was in his mind. A sort of horror is there in his mind, and that's why one voice is telling him to kill the snake, another voice is telling him it is wrong, because it is also one animal like human being, and it has its own right to drink the water. It is also like a guest at his own container of water. See, when the snake enjoyed his drinking, he lifted his head like a drunken man. Then he moved slowly towards his hole. When the half part of the snake's back was visible, there was a protest in his mind. He immediately threw a log of wood at the snake. Who? Speaker. Means he tries to kill it. It did not hit the snake, and it disappeared into the hole. Snake has ran away now. The poet deeply thought over his action. He was very sorry for his mean act, because that action, speaker or poet is not feeling good, because what we can say voice of his one of his inner voice is telling to kill the snake, and another is telling that it is wrong. That's why he was very sorry for his mean act. He strongly hated his education and himself, which made him so unkind, because his education reformed him, and that's why that education is telling speaker or a poet to kill the snake because it is harmful. Then he remembered an incident from Coleridge's poem. What was the incident? The ancient mariner who killed that bird, albatross. The innocent albatross bird's killing was a cruel act on the part of the killer, and for that he was cursed. So that is the incident in the poem of S.T. Coleridge, The Ancient Mariner. The poet was very sorry for the snake. He wished that the snake should come back and he would get an opportunity to honor him. Means it was after he was feeling a regret, and that's why he was thinking that he should honor the snake. It was the wrong act did from the poet, from the speaker, and that's why there is a dilemma, there is what we can say conflict in the mind of speaker. Now we are going to move